Snow White, 2025. Budget $269.4 million. Box office $200 million. Losses are around $80 to $100 million. The casting of Rachel Zegler, who is of Colombian and Polish descent, as Snow White led to widespread backlash and racist comments, even before the film's release. Some argued that her ethnicity was not consistent with the character's description as having skin as white as snow in the original fairy tale. While Disney has addressed some of the concerns by changing the backstory for Snow White's name, the controversy continues to spark debate about representation and diversity in Hollywood. Gods of Egypt, 2016. Budget $140 million. Box office $150 million. Estimated loss around $70 to $80 million after marketing. The movie was ripped apart for its whitewashed cast. Gerald Butler and Nikolai Coster-Waldau played Egyptian gods, while actual Egyptian or Middle Eastern actors were nowhere in sight. Critics and audiences called out the blatant erasure of African and Arab identities, and even the studio apologized after the backlash. Flash Gordon, 1980. Budget $28 million. Box office $27 million. Losses are around $10 to $15 million. Plenty of sci-fi movies from the 70s and 80s haven't aged well, usually because of cheap special effects that now look laughably outdated. But Flash Gordon stands out for a much bigger problem. The film's main villain, Ming the Merciless, played by Max von Sydow, leans heavily into racist caricatures that today feel deeply uncomfortable. In fact, when Flash Gordon was re-released in 2020, the BBFC raised its age rating and slapped on a warning for discriminatory stereotypes. It's not just the costumes or sets that date this film, it's the outdated and offensive portrayal baked into its story.
As you wish.
The Last Airbender, 2010. Budget $150 million. Box office $319 million. This one made a small profit, technically. M. Night Shyamalan's The Last Airbender is infamous for many reasons. It butchered a beloved and cultural failure, with a Rotten Tomatoes score of 6%. Song of the South, 1946. This movie was successful back then, but it's racist and controversial, so I have to include it. This film is so racist, Disney has buried it. Song of the South romanticizes plantation life in the Reconstruction era and is loaded with racist stereotypes. It's never been released on home video in the US, and Disney Plus won't touch it. The film is criticized for presenting a romanticized, stereotypical view of African American characters and plantation life during slavery, with many considering it a depiction of the happy slave. The movie was a modest success back then, but today, it's considered a PR nightmare, and one Disney wishes it could erase. The Love Guru, 2008. Budget $62 million. Box office $40 million. Losses are around $30 million. Mike Myers' The Love Guru was supposed to be a comeback. Instead, it was a career killer. The film was slammed for its racist stereotypes of Indian culture, mocking Hinduism, names, accents, and more. It bombed at the box office, earning just $40 million on a $62 million budget, and it won 3 Razzie Awards. North, 1994. Budget $40 million. Box office $12 million. Losses around $30 million. North wasn't just a box office disaster, it also raised eyebrows for its use of crude racial stereotypes. As the young protagonist travels the world looking for new parents, the film leans into offensive caricatures.
What do you mean it's time to flow?
Well, when an Eskimo gets too old or weak to contribute to society, the whole family gets together and everybody walks to the ocean.
From exaggerated depictions of Inuit culture to stereotypical portrayals of Texans, Asians, and others. What was meant to be light-hearted comedy instead came off as tone-deaf and insensitive. Critics slammed it not only for being unfunny, but for relying on lazy, outdated racial humor that simply doesn't hold up. The Conqueror, 1956. Budget $6 million. Box office $9 million. It's estimated to have barely broken even or lost money in the range of $1 to $2 million, 1950s dollars. John Wayne as Genghis Khan. Yes, John Wayne. The Conqueror cast one of the widest actors in Hollywood history as a Mongolian warlord, using makeup and an accent to sell the role. It was both a box office and critical failure, with many calling it one of the worst movies ever made. It's also infamous for being shot near a nuclear testing site, leading to widespread illness among the cast and crew. The Conqueror was a disaster on every level. I Now Pronounce You Chuck and Larry, 2007. Budget $85 million. Box office $187 million. Again, this one made money. But I guess most racist films makes a lot, so I just have to include this as well. This Adam Sandler film wasn't just criticized for homophobia, it was also accused of racism.
Gay?
Yeah, we're marrying each other.
Gay.
Asian characters were played as offensive punchlines, Native Americans were stereotyped, and black characters were written as caricatures. Though it made money, the film's reputation plummeted over time. It's now widely seen as a tone-deaf relic from the 2000s, when punching down was still a box office strategy. That's 6 minutes. Thank you for watching. Like the video, and don't forget to subscribe for more flops.